My name is Amanda Trock, and the name of my project is the Mindful Educator Collective. So what is mindfulness? It may differ depending on the context within which you're defining it, but Jon Kabat-Zinn, who's the founder of mindful-based stress reduction, provides us with an often used definition. Paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. Mindfulness is often associated with formal practices like sitting meditation, for example, but there are a variety of different methods that one can use to cultivate mindfulness in their everyday life. Headlines like these may look familiar to you. Over the past couple of years in America, there's been an increasing interest in integrating mindfulness into classroom environments. Educators all over the country are strengthening students' social and emotional learning through simple daily mindfulness practices such as yoga, stretching, deep breathing, and more. Indeed, the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning cites MindUp, a school-based mindfulness curriculum, in their guide to effective social and emotional learning programs. In one study, a group of 4th through 7th graders were followed over the course of 1 year who were using MindUp, and at the end of the study, researchers reported an increase in students' positive social behavior, decrease in conduct problems, and decrease in emotional distress. Bringing mindfulness into the classroom is still very much a bottom-up process, with passionate individual educators introducing these practices into their own classrooms and leading workshops for their colleagues. However, this process has some of its own stumbling blocks. For example, one common issue is lack of support from administration. One first grade teacher who I spoke to said, "I continue to practice mindfulness in my classroom with my students. My administration knows it's going on, but they have no time or interest to learn more or to help it grow further in our school." Another problem is the religious undertones that many tend to associate with mindfulness practices. You may have also seen headlines like this. There still exists a lingering stigma in America towards anything that seems to have roots in Eastern spirituality. Society's conflicting views on the role of mindfulness in education, along with a lack of institutional support, can leave teachers who are passionate about demonstrating the value of mindfulness feeling disillusioned and stressed out. On top of this, there's still not much of a coherent national movement to promote mindfulness in education as there is for, say, promoting STEM, and it's difficult to find publicly accessible spaces where educators who want to learn more about mindfulness can connect with each other and support each other. That's why I've created the Mindful Educator Collective, an open online community where educators who are interested in mindfulness can come together to share stories, resources, ask questions, and provide each other with support and inspiration. So what does this community actually look like? In its current iteration, the Mindful Educator Collective consists of 5 main sections: stories, resources, forum, members, and groups. So first we have stories. I wanted to give educators a space to tell their own stories about their experiences with mindfulness in the classroom. Storytelling is a great way to start conversations and to record a history of practice. Anyone can browse through the archives of user-submitted stories, and if they have their own story to share, they can submit it to be featured on the site. Then there's the resource section. Anyone can submit a mindfulness-related resource, either ones that they've found or ones that they've created themselves. Anything from videos, craft ideas, to apps and printables can be shared with the community. Like with stories, users can just click a button in order to share or submit a resource, and they can like, share, and comment on resources as well. There's also a forum where users can ask questions and engage in discussions with each other, a searchable member directory, along with individual user profiles, and groups, which users can create based on specific features such as location or interest. Group admins can also create group-specific events like workshops or weekly meetups. Through engaging with this online community, I hope that users will develop their understanding of mindfulness and how it can be used to support academic, social, and emotional learning, participate in knowledge creation and the sharing of best practices around the integration of mindfulness into education, and ultimately form a collective identity, i.e. mindful educators, and a clearer sense of purpose. Looking towards the future, I would hope that a project like this might lead to increased adoption and support for mindfulness programs in U.S. schools. As educators and instructional designers, we're at a moment where we should be rethinking what it means to build community in schools and to facilitate whole child education. If you'd like to learn more about mindfulness and the Mindful Educator Collective, you can find me all the way over there at booth 1.